Hello everybody, this is Mystic Jen. I am going to do something that I can't promise it'll be every day, but I just felt called to do this video tonight. I am going to do a special daily guidance for tomorrow, which is Thursday, June 14th, 2018. I just want to start off by saying that I did something tonight that was very, very difficult. As you know from a video from a few weeks ago, me and my boyfriend split up, and it'll be a month coming up here in a few days. And on and off, we've been trying to work things out, but it's been really difficult. Certain things that he hasn't held up on his bargain, but I've tried to hold up on my bargain, on my end. That he cheated on me with an ex-girlfriend from 30 years ago, from high school. He says he's not involved with her anymore and stuff, but it's been so up and down for the past three and a half weeks. And I've been cut really deep. And what I did tonight was I was over at the house, because I did move out and move in with my boys. I was over at the house with him. And at the end of the evening, it's probably about 9:30 p.m., I asked him if he wanted me to stay. I asked him 3 times, and he would just get this look on his face and not answer me. It was a look like, well, maybe, I don't know, or the it's up to you look. But I asked him 3 times, and he couldn't answer. So I had told him that I guess since he could not give me an answer, that I was going to go ahead and go. That was the hardest thing that I have done. A week ago, I would have been going out to my vehicle, getting my clothes out of there and coming back in the house and saying, okay, is it okay for me to stay? I think he wanted me to ask him if I can stay. And I've done that so many times. And I made up my mind today that I wasn't going to do that. Because earlier today, he said, when I told him, I says, I do love you. And he says, I care about you. I think I still love you. And he said he was trying to be totally honest with me. Well, that put me in a totally different mindset. And I'm not going to be used for sex either. But the hardest thing was walking out that door and not turning around and saying, are you sure? I just walked out, got in the car, and left. I wasn't more than a mile down the road, and he sends me a text message saying, why did you leave on me like that? And I replied that because he didn't have it in him to say, yes, I want you to stay. And he said that he did not want to ruin us getting along tonight. And, I kind of responded back that all that he had to do was say yes, and he wanted me to stay, and I would have went out and got my clothes and came back in the house with bells on my toes. And he kind of said, well, he said, okay. And then I told him that I can't be the only one putting work into trying to fix things. I did my screw-ups. He did big-time screw-ups with the cheating. And she's still living in his rental property. He hasn't got her out yet. But that's a whole nother story. I messaged him back, because I did pull over. I pulled over at a gas station. he knows which one it is. I said, if you want me to come back, just say so, and I'll come back. Tell me you want me to come back. And he said, it's okay. He does not want to start not getting along again. And I messaged him back and I said, okay, if that's what you want. And that was the end of the conversation. But I got to pat myself on the back that I stood up for myself. I stood my ground. I told myself, you know, I'm not going to beg him and ask him if I can stay. I'm not going to, you know, I've been always saying, well, what are you doing this night? What are you doing that night? You want me to come over? Can I come over? I'm done with that. He's going to have to make the initiatives now. But it was very, very difficult for me to walk away like that. So I'm kind of proud of myself. And I told my mother about it, and she said I did the right thing. And I finally stood up to him. I finally said, you know, I didn't bow down to him. Yes, we had a really nice evening. But he just could not take that final step on his own. So I am asking the cards for guidance for tomorrow. Who knows, the cards might come up with guidance for you as well. Maybe you could resonate with something. The deck that I'm using is the Oracle of Oddities. I haven't pulled this deck out in ages. I already got one card out. I'm not going to pull a bunch of cards. I'm going to stick to 3. I told myself I would stick to 3 cards. This video is going to be long enough because of my long introduction, my long drawn out story. But it's like I want to shout it to the world and tell everybody, you know what, I was strong tonight. No matter how difficult it was, I was strong. I know that this reading is meant more for me than anybody else because I'm asking for guidance for myself for tomorrow. But at the same time, I'm asking Spirit if there's any other guidance that maybe I hope that some of my viewers will get something out of this reading as well. I just need 2 more cards, Spirit. 2 more cards. I think I've got them. The first card is Psych. Okay. This one is Psych. Now there's no guidebooks on these cards. This is totally intuitive readings on these. Psych, nightmares. I know you're saying eek. And opposition. So this is telling me that when it's saying psyche, this is telling me to dig down deep into my own mind or into your mind. It's just saying dig down into your mind and draw upon. This is showing me chakras. The third eye, the crown chakra, and it looks like the sacral chakra to me. That's the first things about needing to balance out these chakras so that I can deal with the nightmare that I have been living for the past, it's been more than 3 weeks. This whole scenario, my depression, everything, this whole issue with this third party, this other woman, has been going on since at least January that I know of. He claims it didn't start until March. I know better, okay? There's been a lot of inconsistencies, a lot of lies that he was told. But this opposition, it's like the opposition could be her. I'm getting the 2 people fighting for the same thing, fighting for the same goal. And this has been just a total nightmare for me. And in order for me to deal with this properly, this is telling me that I need to step out of myself, use my intuition, draw upon Spirit and my spiritual strengths. Draw upon Spirit to get me through this. It's to help me get through and end this nightmare and this opposition. I know I said I was only going to do 3 cards, but I feel like I need to draw a little bit more. A couple more. I'm looking at these two, nightmare and opposition. I don't see that is me and him at odds with each other. That opposition and nightmare is about me against her. And this is union. So, Spirit is still speaking that, I have to really be strong. I have to balance out these chakras, use my intuition, and let Spirit guide me through this nightmare, with this opposition, this challenge, with this third party, to try to get through and get back to that union, if that's what it means. This could be the nightmare, the union between him and her. This card could also be speaking to me about that. Yeah, my intuition is saying to clarify the nightmare and opposition. This is telling me this is not the opposition with him. This is the opposition with her, and hers and his union. The relationship that they ended up in. That's my nightmare. That's what I need to draw strength and let Spirit help me heal. Knowledge. I was looking at the psyche and for clarification on it, and it came up with the psyche, or it came up with the knowledge. So that is telling me using my intuition, and Spirit is going to give me knowledge on dealing with this situation. Tomorrow, I feel, this is for tomorrow, so I'm feeling like tomorrow I'm going to get some spiritual guidance concerning this situation. Whether I need to just simply walk away from it, or continue fighting and try to get things fixed between he and I. The cards aren't saying that there's an answer coming tomorrow. The cards aren't saying that a final decision is going to be made tomorrow. The cards are simply stating that I need to ground myself. I need to get in tune up my sacral, my third eye, and my crown chakras. I really need to tune in and listen to the messages from Spirit, because Spirit is going to be bringing forth knowledge to me. I'm feeling that I'm getting the image of signs being shown to me about other things, dealing with this nightmare of this opposition. The opposition step, those are 2 hands. There's definitely, I feel me and her with the union. The union is a third party, and it's whether it's going to deal with a union with her and him or a union with me and him. Basically, I'm going to get a little bit more knowledge and guidance from Spirit, some direction of where I need to go, whether it's further away from him or still fighting to get closer. Okay, that's what I have, and I do thank you for watching. I thank you for enduring my long introduction. Have a good day.